I get inspired with many things, life overall. And mostly, you get a sense of art through the artists that you collaborate with in the studio. My statement about my art is to do with music and the traditional spirit and all of that that's never written. At this point, I'm going to make an image of unwritten notes of the spirit of the tree, traditional songs that were not written. Basically, lithography, it's a process where we use stones and aluminum plates. And then for the stone, before you start putting image on stone, you have to grind it to level. Process has grown for years, like now some people use aluminum plates and some use photo plates. But we do it traditionally. That's why we have to go like step by step by cleaning the stone. But in lithography, we're not saying cleaning, we say grinding stone. So you grind the stone to get it ready as a matrix for the artist to work on. The first thing first for your stone to be level with the press inside for printing. That's the first point. You have to make sure the stone is on level, on point, before you take it inside for the artist to work on. And then, this is how I check. In the studio, it's 4 of us working in the studio, and Mark is the director of the studio, and I'm a printer and the technician in the studio, and Jake is a printer too, and Tamar, she's also an artist in the studio, and she manages the studio in that sense.
The Artist Press is 21 years old this year. We started in Newtown in Joburg in 1991, and we were there for 13 years, and then just over 9 years ago we moved down to Mpumalanga. We do prints for artists, which are original prints. The big difference between an original print and a reproduction print is that the artist has to be intimately involved in the production of the print. We give them a plate or a stone to draw on, and they've got to understand the process. They've got to work with us in collaboration to get what they want to get.
You see, our black printmakers, they do exist and were existed, I don't know much about, back in the 18th century in Africa. But what I know about is most of our youth make posters through medium of printmaking, for political rallies or, emblems. And so mostly, I'll say our black printmakers came out in the 70s.
There are a significant number of black artists still making prints. We work with people like Sam Inhlengetwa, Dumasani Mabaso. All these guys are artists primarily, but also printmakers. Sam and Dumi both studied at Rookstrift and went on to become full-time professional artists after that. I think there's still just as many black artists now, if not more. I think I think the time is, it's much easier now for an artist to make prints than it was 30 years ago. So we're going to etch the stone. It's not really an etch like in highly acidic, but there's a little bit of acid in the etch which fixes the drawing material onto the stone. So we start by putting gum over the whole stone, gently smear it across the whole of the image. So the areas that I want to give a hotter etch I put on first, and that it can stay there for a little bit longer than the others. If you don't etch it hot enough, it'll seem overexposed when you roll it up with ink. We mop away all of that gum, and then we will wash it out and replace the drawing material with ink, and then it'll be ready to put on the press and print.
I think I keep doing what I do because I love it. You know, you need to put your career in what you love. I mean, I got to printmaking as accidental, you know, because I was introduced to art as an artist, you know, studying art. But as you know, I was helping Mark, you know, part-time, so I realized, you know, there is something, you know, in that form that it's unique, and I get to love it. But
we survive from the product that we produce. We make prints, we sell them to galleries, we exhibit them. We sell them to the end user who's going to hang it up in their home or their business. And we survive from the sale of prints. We don't get any funding in any way. I think that's what keeps us going.
Overall, I think everything goes back to doing what you love every day. You know.
I think what keeps an artist going is passion. Of all the different jobs that one can do, being an artist, it's something that comes from within. It's something that you're passionate about. It just grows within you, and it doesn't matter how tough the times get. I don't think it's going to stop you from doing what you do best. Wash off that gum layer with a bit of water. I think if somebody were to walk in here with a whole lot of funding and say, we've got a bunch of money, do something with it, I think the quality of the work that we do would go down. Because I think there's a really clear link between what you do and the response you get from people. And I think that link is what kind of keeps you keyed into the quality of what you're doing. And I think when times are tough, it's a really good thing because it helps you to sharpen your skills and hone what you're doing.
With funding, or if you find something fine, they tend to channel you to do what they want. You know, if you get funding in that form. So I just think, you know, one needs to work hard for what they believe in, whether you make a living or not. You need to make so that, you know, even in the end, it's unique. You need to do it because you love it.
So over the last 2 days, we've printed a hand-printed original lithograph, and there it is.
It was simply an inspiration of the tree songs, you know, since we are surrounded by trees around the property and around the artist press.
Once the edition has been completed and it's been signed by the artist and is ready to send out, we sell the prints either directly to the people who are going to buy them from us, or we sell via a gallery. and we ship prints all over the world.
As a finished product, if the artist is happy, is ready to sign the print. Normally, some artists do have chops, and then normally chops are used by printers. On this case, I'll chop the print to leave my emblem as my mark. That even if you try to take it off, it will stay there forever. So that's what I'll do. It's an embossing on paper. So I'm just gonna sign it, trial proof, because it's not an edition. 1 of 2 in this case, and then the title of the print. It's pre-song, and then I'll sign my name, Leshoka.